continued what he's doing does impact me and has impacted me theoretically. But if you really want to get into it, I don't know. I've never had any assurances that I'm, hey, the day that Norm leaves, this, hey, guess what? Cha-ching, it's payday. Or guess what? Yay, it's your big moment. I've never really had those assurances. It's just sort of been implied or hoped for from me and Donovan or whatever. But I understand how they're linked, but that has, I'd say, pretty little to do with where I'm at right now.
So if they had said, like when you went in to turn in your 2 weeks notice and they said, hey, you can have, you can be a co-host from 10 to noon right now, would you have stayed?
What does that mean? Like that Norm's leaving or co-host with who? Or
I don't know. 3-man show, Norm leaves, Donovan leaves. I don't know.
I didn't know how this was going to go, Gordon, and I'm coming on the heels of 2 days on the air, actively trying to take the highest road possible. And it's for good reason. It's because who the F am I? Honestly, like I'm just a moron and I have a good job. I had a good job and it's made me someone, whatever that even means, you know? So, and it's all because of the ticket. So I don't want to like take that opportunity and gift that the ticket and you guys and Norm have given me and then be like, oh, I should have had this. I should have had, like, I don't ever want to do that. The ticket is like, I don't know how you say it, but made me someone, as dumb as that is. So the value of that is far more to me than the other side. So that said, I don't know the answer to that. I mean, who am I co-hosting with? I don't know exactly. But
is broadcasting like a goal of yours? Is that, or had something in your life just changed so much where you're like, you know, radio is not the creative venture that I want to be in right now. So it's not like being a show host was the reason that, or not being a show host was the reason that you wanted to leave.
I started the ticket. I got it. I hope. I felt like I started to contribute on a very small scale. And I did and do think I'm okay at this. It's hard to say. I look at you guys. I admire all you guys. Norm, Donovan, more, you know, everybody. I'm like, and then I'm like, can I actually do that? Could I actually do that? And the answer is, I don't know. Like I've filled in for weeks at a time, but like, do you want to do 6 months? You want to do a year? Like, I don't know. And it's harder than people think, I think. But yes, that was the goal. But you know, if you want to cut right to the fun part, I've been in a race financially and I'm about to lose it. So I would rather not lose it. I want to tie or God forbid win.
Do you, I'm sure you follow, you know, the soap opera. The ticket is kind of like a soap opera or a sitcom, if you want to think of it that way. And so, you know, listeners, they like to talk about it and theorize, and they have, you know, it's kind of interesting to watch what they theorize goes on behind the scenes. And I'm sure you followed some of this. When you're leaving, when you announce that you leave, people love you. I mean, people loved you, of course, being on the air, but as soon as you leave, it's like, I don't know, it seems like everyone is F the ticket and F Norm and F Cumulus and F everything. Did you have like a bad experience with the station or the company or the coworkers? Did you have was there any conflict that made you want to leave?
If I could say one thing that made me leave, it's Corby fucking Davidson.
Yeah,
human.
I was hoping you would go there. Yeah.
And you and I have looked each other in the eye, And it was weird. Remember the day I was like, Corby, and you looked at me and you said Corby, and us at the exact same time, we said human garbage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Remember that?
I do.
Because that's
I
an
do.
odd phrase, but we both said human garbage.
Yeah.
at the exact
It's the
same
only,
second.
it was the only combination of words that really describe
Right.
him. Mhm.
Like, no, I mean, come on, man. I had a blast. I mean, it's a weird. I love it. I absolutely love the ticket. I mean, it's yes. I mean, fine. You want the truth? Yes, it's money.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want the real truth, let's be honest. I live in a house. I got divorced, and it's a little too much house for me. So I've been in this like race with my accounts that continue to lower and credit cards that continue to go up. And then I look in the mirror and I say, I'm 45, now 46 years old as of a week ago, and my base salary is lower than my effing age. And I look around at morons that are making 200 grand, not you guys, like not at the ticket, but I just look anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I'm smart. I think I'm good. I think I'm creative. I think I have shit to offer. And I don't want to like give up on this dream. But at some point, I mean, you heard the numbers I just threw out. It's like, how long can I do this? You know? And so, like, what? The dream of maybe in a few months. And I've been chasing the brass ring for a long time. And not to say I'm deserving of the brass ring or anything. I don't think I am. And if anything, I doubt that I have the talent to do anything close to what you guys do. But I'm like, I think maybe. But I won't ever know. Because I can't afford to keep dreaming about it and like hoping for it. So I need to go with sure things, you know, and make sure I can pay for this. I'm literally at the point where I gotta pack up and move, or I gotta keep doing this for 6 months, a year, 3 years. And Cat has always been cool, but today he's even like, man, I feel like you've run 23 miles of a 26-mile race. I'm like, well, I'm going to run the last 3 miles in no shoes and a effing tank top from an old boat race from one of my dad's things. Like, I'm about to lose this race. So I have to like bet on myself, believe in myself, and say, I'm going to try to make it work.
Were there any other? You were working for your brother, I think, in the afternoons, right?
Yeah. Fuck, I don't know how you want to do this, dude. I mean, I love this. It's great. And hopefully it's good for the people watching, but I was a candidate for the afternoon producer job. I'll say that.
Okay.
A fairly good candidate. But then I'm like, all right, well, that I can do that 3 to 7, which is 2 to 7, 1:30 to 7, and then eliminate the income that I make working with my brother, which is the only thing that's allowed me to keep doing what I've been doing there for a long time. So essentially a pay cut probably to move up to a better show or a better time slot or whatever. So
You're talking about producing the 3 to 7.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because then I couldn't help my brother in the afternoons, which is when most of the stuff happens, and yeah. So then,
So
it wouldn't make sense either.
So I'm assuming that you're going to work with him in an expanded role, or you're talking about you have some other jobs that you're looking to do
No,
to
I'm
make
working
money.
with him.
But I'm saying like you were working with him already, right? But that wasn't as lucrative as it can be if you had no ticket
Yes.
job.
Essentially, yes.
Okay.
I mean, he's a bad MFer, by the way, and I don't. That's
Yeah,
not
he's
the point of
horrible.
this.
I agree with you.
Yeah,
But
he's-
yeah, let's not
he's
get
no
into all that
Corby.
conflict.
He's not a big pile of human garbage like Corby is, but he's a bad dude. But yeah, he busts his ass and he's like flies to Denver to do a deal, like a beer shoot with a very large beer company that you may associate with the Rockies.
Mhm.
And he's just pulled in a lot of different directions with 2 different companies. and he needs someone he trusts and loves or whatever to go knock this stuff out, that so he doesn't have to be stretched so thin. So yeah, that's the idea, is that I'm someone he can trust and loves, that can go knock out like important stuff and do it properly.
Have you negotiated your salary with him yet?
I mean, the trust and love goes both ways. So I know, give or take, where I'm at with him, and it's significantly better than my previous employment.
Are you immediately into Chris, Six Figs?
I'm not going to go. Look,
you're going to get the personalized license plate that says Six Figs?
I imagine Kat is watching on his second phone, just shaking his head at this right now, because I've been trying to. My entire plan was high road again on the air, and I do.
Well, I think you have taken a high road, but look, I mean, and here's the thing that people need to realize is that, I mean, obviously the ticket is a company, and they have financial constraints, and a producer role is going to top out at some amount of money, and people can think that that's underpaid, but I mean, it would even be like ignorant of me to say, I don't know the ticket's finances. I mean, I know that they've had a downturn the same as all radio has during the pandemic and that. So, I mean, I don't know that they're just sitting on tons of money that they can hand out. Maybe they are. I don't know. If they are, I wish they'd start handing it out to all of us, just left and right. But yeah, I mean, if you're a producer, I think that it tops out at some point. The same.
Well, it tops out pretty low,
Mm-hmm.
and that's okay, and I get that. But then there's the gray area of Danny and I guess me, and I'm tend to.
No, I see what you're saying.
Like,
yeah, both of you have a tremendous on-air presence.
Right.
And there's a catch-22 in this, right? It's that radio producers only pay X amount. They top out at X amount.
Right.
And the way that a lot of people will sell the job of producer is, yeah, but these producer roles are very unique at the ticket, and that we allow a tremendous on-air presence for someone who's creative and funny and can talk on the air. You're welcome to come on the air, which that's like an incredible bonus, right? That's so cool. You know, that's part of the reason people want that producer job, is because you can contribute on the air to such an extent. Now, the problem is that you contribute on the air to such an extent that you basically become an on-air personality, but you are paid as a producer, and that can get frustrating. The very thing that was a bonus and positive and perk of the job, being on the air a lot, also leads you into a certain sense of comparison and dissatisfaction if you're like, well, but I'm getting paid as a producer and yet I contribute this much. And so then I can see how after a while people start feeling bad about that, and it doesn't seem satisfactory.
Yeah. It's oddly like self-fulfilling thing where this is your job, and you got like, Fernando's the best probably producer at the station, but he's sort of an off-air presence.
Mm-hmm.
And he's incredibly good. I've hosted the morning show for multiple weeks with him as our producer, and it's really good. Like, he knows his job. He knows what he does. And it's not to say that because Danny or I or any on-air producer, like, you do it out of necessity or, I mean, Donovan and I are incredibly close. Norm and I are actually incredibly close. I chime in or contribute to the 10 to noon show because I feel like it's making this a better radio experience, which is the essential job of a producer.
Mm-hmm.
But then you're right, the dichotomy of like, hey, guess what makes this show better is when I'm jumping in. Like, was never the intent. But if I lay out completely and print a bunch of shit for Norm or Donnie or whatever, is that the net result best thing for this 2 hours? And at the beginning, maybe it was, and then it suddenly turns into, hey, it's a 3-man thing. It's all this. And then it feeds my ego, or however you want to put it, where I'm like, hey, I'm a big part of this.
Mm-hmm.
People love Shale. And then you start to think, wait, people do like me, and am I providing more than I am being compensated for? And then couple that with, boy, I have a live spot in every blanking break. Like, I mean, I think I probably have more live spots than any other non-host in ticket history. And I would imagine that one company that I do live spots for monthly pays my effing salary for a year. But talk about shit that's over my head, because I guess I don't know that, but it feels like it to me, you know?
Mm-hmm. Keep drinking. We're going to get more out of you. This is great.
Let's go. I don't give a fuck.
Wait, I hope you're not bitter at us. I mean, the people who work there, right?
Dude, zero.
Okay.
And
it's just one of those. Okay, go ahead.
I love you guys. And look, and that's the thing too, is like, oh, the fuck. Oh, Jesus. All right. You want to get into the real shit?
Mm-hmm.
Because I almost said it conversationally, like, oh, the tier 1 guys I have no problem with. And I do not. Because are you kidding? You guys are fucking coolest and the funniest and like zero. Who the fuck would I be? Oh, God, that's 2 Fs in like 2 seconds. Sorry.
Yeah, what's with the language? What are you doing?
Let's do this right now.
Okay.
And you handle this however you want.
All right.
This fucking tier system can go fuck itself, because I don't need any more reminder than every other fucking Friday what tier I'm on. So the most insulting, like, jab F you is reminding me that, oh, there's no tier 2. And that may be more Junior than anyone. And I love Junior, and Junior's fucking amazing. And I consider him a great friend. But enough with that shit. And just don't do it out of respect for the people who do bust their ass and wake up every morning, Jeremy, at all. They don't need to be reminded with a fucking label that they're fucking they're shits. And that bothers me so damn bad. And it didn't at the beginning. But then I'm like, good God, really? You need a name for this? I don't know, dude.
I think
that's just so disrespectful. Like, and I know it started as a joke.
Well, I mean, it still is a joke. But I mean, you're saying that it hurt you when that was said.
It didn't at first, and then once you realize, well, it's actually really real. Tier 1 is up in this fucking ceiling, and then there is no tier 2. Well, guess what? Every other Friday, I get reminded of that.
What is it? What happens every other Friday?
3,
what does that
4,
mean?
whatever.
What does that mean? Every other Friday?
Paychecks.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Does it say it on the paychecks?
Yeah, there's a big Roman numeral.
The
3.
memo line.
Yeah, tier 3, and there's a frowny face.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and, you know what? Hold on. Just while we're doing this,
No.
this is I'm gonna try. I'm not gonna rant all crazy. The one person I care most about, it could be Donovan. Like, I understand that. It's fucking Jeremy Moran, who wakes up earlier than all you guys do, and he's there every damn morning, and then he's there 2 hours after you get off the air, and he makes dick shit. And if I ever got like a real effing job, and okay, here's the, this is so bad. Here's this. Gordon, I don't know about you personally, but there are people at the station, tier 1s, that literally give money to the underlings. And you guys did it when we got COVID and all that shit, and you guys all agreed to it, and you gave a good chunk of money to the people who behind the scenes. But there are hosts who do that.
Mm-hmm.
But if anyone deserves like respect and a little bit of a effing bump, it's Jeremy, who's in there every morning at 4:45 or whatever the fuck time he gets there, busts his ass and tries to do a great job, and then stays 2 hours after you guys leave. I'm not saying that Jer contributes even a fraction of a percentage to what you guys do, because you deserve everything you have. But that dude deserves more. And if I ever got that opportunity at the ticket, the first thing I would do would be to pay off some of this fucking house because I'm drowning in this thing.
Yeah, Jeremy
after
falls
that-
down below that.
Would be to take care of freaking Jer because I love that man.
So yeah, so you know what Jer makes. So yeah, you're ahead of me on this.
No, because you have no idea. What do you think Jer makes?
I really don't know.
Oh,
I didn't.
yeah.
I didn't.
I would guess you won't even come up with a guess. Tell you what. Watch this answer. Watch this question not get answered. What do you think Jeremy Moran's base salary is?
All right, so I'm going to go off of. Is it rude to guess someone's salary though? That seems weird, but I'm going to go off of what you said, because you said that you didn't make your age, so that was an indication of what you made, right? So, and then board operators, I guess, don't make as much as producers. But I mean, I would have guessed 50, but it's not going to be that, right?
It's
Yeah,
way less than 50.
No, it should be. No, it not that it should be less than that. I'm saying that I think that 50 was a good guess because he's working the longer shift. He doesn't get there as early as Fernando.
Okay, well,
Do you know what time Fernando gets there?
yeah, it's sundown.
2 a.m., which to me seems unnecessary, but that's the way he likes to work. That's his.
In an effort to make this not uncomfortable, I will say that he definitely doesn't make anywhere close to 50, and he doesn't have the live spots or appearances or whatever
Mhm.
the shit that I've had to try to piece together an existence there.
Mhm.
So it's way less than that. And that's fucked up because he's incredible and he's a great person.
Somebody says, Gordo is like, how do I get out of this? No, I don't need to get out of it. I mean, this is, I invited you on here and you're speaking your mind.
You have the end stream button. You can tap it at any time.
I mean, no. I'm not going to cut you off. All right. Have you said everything that you needed to say about finances and that?
I have not needed to say anything.
Or wanted to say. I'll rephrase.
We're chatting.
We are.
I think that, and Gordon, please don't mistake anything I'm saying to think that means that you or you all don't effing deserve what you get. Like, you deserve way more, and I have no effing clue. You know what's funny? Here you go. Here's a funny one. Do you remember when we were in California for training camp? This has got to be 12 years ago. And whatever circumstances worked out, the Musers, you guys were leaving, and we were all in a car together. And you guys didn't know who the hell I was. And I don't know if you or somebody was like, basically, it's not douchey, I don't mean this, but it was like, what do people ask about us? Or like, what's the question that people ask about us? And I'm like, well, they ask what time you wake up, when do you do your prep work, all that stuff. And then they ask how much you make. And then you guys were all like, what do you tell them? And I'm like, I don't know. And then one of you were like, well, what do you think we make? And this is us in a car together, but this is, Twitch is the car of the internet. So the entrusted place that we can talk. And you guys made me say essentially a number, which I did. I threw out there. And the funniest, I won't even say what the number is because I don't fucking know. I have no clue. And I don't care because whatever it is, you could like add 25% to it and you double it and you deserve it. But I said a number. We barely knew each other. And I said a number and then it was just a good 15 seconds of silence. And I'm like, what? And then I think subject changed. I'm like, damn, that's fucking funny.
Yeah, that's, I think now the more current idea is that people should share their salaries. Remember that was a deal. I think it was maybe our dad's generation. Nobody talked salaries.
Well, how about...
And even our generation didn't really.
Yeah.
I remember being with some friends one time.
On the popular Cirque du Soleil show, we open the phones and say, what do you do? How much you make? Because we're trying to lower the veil on on what that all is.
That was one of the more popular issues. Remember that Parade magazine that would come in your Sunday paper or whatever? And they had the one issue of what everyone makes. It'd be like a gynecologist, a sanitation worker, and they'd list their salary. I always was fascinated by that.
Well, what's funny is that I won't say we've been told, but the very heavy leaning implication is, hey, you don't talk about salaries here. That's illegal.
Right.
Really? I don't think it is. I don't think it is.
All right. So it wasn't a personal conflict that you had with anyone up at the station that made you want to use the door?
Other than Corby.
Other than the human garbage.
Yeah.
Of Corby.
Pile of human garbage. He's awesome. There's not one person up there that I don't like. Not even close. But I mean, we're not on Cumulus airwaves right now, which I respected with my departure, and again took what I thought was the high road, which it's not untrue that I love and respect Cumulus Media, the KTCK, like I do.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking still admire all you guys. You guys are still my heroes. But it came to the point where I had to do what I had to do. But it's interesting to this is shit that I wouldn't think that I would have ever said out loud. Or if I was going to say it out loud, I would have done it on my fucking Twitch stream when I get subscribers and shit, instead of supporting yours and watching you just blow past me.
I haven't blown past you. You still have a lot more.
No, I don't have a lot more. The rich get richer. Look at Gordon maniacally laughing.
I'm not maniacally laughing. Yeah, I can't even afford a color camera for my Twitch stream. You got the RGB. Which one is it? RGB or RBG? RGB. That's the microphone that you have that has all different.
I don't think it's the RBG.
The different kinds of colors that you can do, and you got color going on in the background. I mean, you're killing it. You're killing it on Twitch.
I'm killing it.
Yeah. You're doing great. So you thought about monetizing that Twitch deal? Or I guess you already did.
I'll be honest about that. It was shockingly profitable. And I think you're about to find this out. And this is what Gordon's going to do. He's going to do this wacky Twitch thing and have fun with interviews and all this. And then in a few months, he's going to be like, oh, shit, I got a lot of subscribers. Wow, what the and then next thing you know, decent money is coming in, and then you're going to do the math. How long are you going to stay at the ticket? Why don't you tell us? Let's give some breaking news.
I think I'm going to stay there definitely to the end of the year. No, I'm going to, I've made this decision with the ticket many times, and I always end up staying there. It's a home, and it's a special place. And, I think that the world is interestingly very different than it was when the ticket first went on the air. There's stuff like this. There's podcasts. There's all kinds of different avenues for creativity. But the station is a lightning strike, and it's a special place. And I would feel really weird about leaving it. I feel it's my home, and I feel like it is an outlier. I think that as far as terrestrial radio goes, the fact that station is still there, has the cohesion of the continuity of a lot of the same people that are buddies, lifelong friends that are still on the air. That's special. The fact that we have a station management and everything that believes in us and lets us do our jobs, that's special. The fact that we still have the P1s who are like the greatest listenership that is like lauded and studied and praised nationwide. People know about the ticket in Dallas, and it's the incredible listeners that have a connection to that station. that makes it very hard for me to ever leave the ticket while there still is a ticket in the way that we know it.
But you realize that the ticket in the way that you know it exists, Gordon, as long as you stay.
I don't know about that.
Okay, well, that's nice of you to say, but it's the truth. And you don't have to admit that it is the truth, but you know that as soon as you go, and as soon as the musers go, it's over.
Well, I don't know. It could be resilient. I mean, I think that the weird thing now is that people who are creative, who are coming up now, I don't think they desire to go into TV and radio. They go into their own channels and make their own content conduits. And so, I don't know who would replace us and replenish the ranks. We have some younger guys now, but then who are the younger guys after that? I don't know. I don't know what's happening with radio and TV is just so different than it was when you and I were in our early 20s. I mean, heck, somebody asked me the other day who the 3 anchors were on the 3 major broadcast networks. There was a time where those people were like celebrities and people knew them. Now, I work in media and I don't even know them. So I think the world is different now. But the
world being different,
yeah,
has to make you consider how different it is, and it might even make you consider starting a Twitch stream. Okay, here, I'll cut to it. And I'm not saying that you're leaving anytime in 5 years. Like, I'm not implying that, and you know that I don't know. But there are people, and you asked about earlier when I was leaving, my reaction to Twitter people's thoughts and hypotheticals. So is there any truth to that you're starting a Twitch feed as your retirement plan as to how to get yourself out there in a world in your life when the ticket isn't there?
No. The reason that I'm trying to do this is because I'm trying to learn all this stuff that's out there. Like, I have that YouTube channel that I've done nothing with. And I'm in a similar situation with the YouTube channel as you were talking about with your marble races, which is, well, all the people that are subscribed to that thing, I think a lot of the people that are subscribed are because of the Zach Galifianakis video and the Will Ferrell video. And so...
Were we in LA when we looked through your highest YouTube videos and they were like incredibly high, and you're like,
well, I know, I didn't even know that. Like, I hadn't checked it in so long. And then when we were out there, we were looking through it, and they had so many views, and I had never thought about, turning on advertising on those videos, because I hate this is how long ago this was, right? When I uploaded that stuff, it was 10 years ago. I don't even know how long ago, but it was at a time where if you didn't turn on the monetization on your channel, then it wouldn't serve ads. Now I'm not so sure that's the case. I mean, I don't know for a fact, but I don't know if YouTube puts ads on my video. I don't know if there's pre-roll ads on my videos or not. If I have ad monetization turned off on that, does that mean that they don't do pre-roll ads? I don't know.
I don't know.
But if it's a case where this might be true now, that even though I don't have monetization turned on, YouTube's still rolling ads out on it. So it's just money that they get and that they sell, but then I'm not getting any of it. So I think what happened was, as I was looking at starting to want to do some more YouTube stuff, then I was like, you know what? I'm going to start doing that, and then I'm going to lose like at least half of my subscribers on YouTube, because they don't want to watch you and me talking about some radio station in Dallas. That doesn't mean anything to probably over half of the people who subscribe to me on YouTube, because they did so because of the Zach Galifianakis type content. So I was like, well, what other broadcast platform can I do something like this on, and it was like, well, okay, well, Twitch. So that's kind of the why I started it, was because I didn't want to, until I got a game plan for my YouTube channel. I think that this is an interesting, and then of course you can merge the two, and now you can stream, and it goes out on Facebook Live and YouTube Live, and then Twitch as well. I don't know.
Right.
I have no game plan.
I don't doubt that you don't. But I think what's going to happen is you're going to keep doing this, and I hope you do, because I've watched every one of them, and they've been great.
They've been horrible, and you know they've been horrible.
Seen any funny images of gynecologist lady or whatever you showed Dave? Like,
what are you talking about?
Femiclear? Yes.
This is the worst ad. The way she had her legs V'd out.
Some Femiclear.
With a geyser of herpes coming out.
Like, are we kidding ourselves that online streaming or an entertainment hub in your home when you have a built-in audience is not enticing or intoxicating to someone like you, that if you got fired from the Ticket tomorrow for whatever reason, you could do this and you would have a built-in enough of an audience to, you wouldn't make up your, $875,000 annual salary, but
don't say that, because somebody's then going to take that out of context, and then it was reported that's what Gordo made that.
Celebrity net worth is going to update.
Right.
But I find that fascinating. That's when I started my Twitch thing and all this. I was like, look, it's not out of the realm that in the future, an entertainment hub in your home is going to be a thing, because everybody thinks that what they have to say is interesting, and fine, maybe it is. But the fact that you can capitalize on it, and you could quit tomorrow and do this every night at 9 o'clock or whatever you want to do, and not wake up early in the morning, and probably you may take a hit for a couple of years, but essentially be okay. And I don't believe that you have not considered that at least being, part of the next 10 years of Gordon Keith.
Well, let me tell you how great of a businessman I am. So far on YouTube, where I have 25,000 followers, I don't know, it's a placeholder answer. And I know that those videos that we were looking at, I think one of them had like 3 million views. Either the Zach or the Will one had 3 million views. And I have not made one penny off of it. So don't count on my ability to monetize anything other than my job at the Ticket.
But don't you think that that's, if we're being honest, a old school traditional employer-employment relationship, an incredibly great one? But I think that in a modern world where this shit is changing, like I don't believe that you aren't thinking about the alternatives or the next level of this. I mean, I'm pretty sure you're not thinking terrestrial radio is the future of entertainment and income.
I don't know. I think that terrestrial radio has a lot of competition. Obviously it does. But the Ticket has withstood how many challenges to terrestrial radio? I mean, satellite radio came in, and then we were told that was going to be the death of terrestrial radio. Streaming, YouTube, all these things came about, and the Ticket has survived all of that stuff and done well. So, I mean, I don't think that the Ticket is going anywhere anytime soon.
I don't either. And I don't mean to imply that,
but I mean, obviously, now you've got me thinking about, yes, it is nice to have something that if, I don't know, God forbid, Cumulus goes bankrupt and the Ticket, everybody gets fired and everything, then I am going to have to make money somewhere else. And I've always been concerned with the fact that I don't know how to, I could renovate houses, but I think that's a pretty saturated market. I mean, what am I going to do to make money? I guess I would have to do something, but
Can I ask you a question?
yeah.
What
About
I'm not
renovating
saying
houses.
you're a rich person, but like those who make a lot of money, are you always like, is it always fluid, like you're barely keeping your head above, or are you just stashing like a shitload of money? Like, how does that work? Like, is it every year there's chunks that go into whatever investment thing or IRA or whatever it is? Like, how does it work when you actually make decent money? Is
Well,
it fun?
you have the 401k at
Okay.
work, and then you max that out if you can. You know, you try to put in as much as they will match, at least. So, but no, I mean,
is your stress that you? I've never even been in that position, but it's interesting that because I always wonder that I have rich friends, and I wonder not to.
why
say
don't you ask
are,
them?
but
Why
I
are you
don't-
putting me on the spot? I'm not a rich
Well,
guy.
because you and I are here. Yes, you are rich. Would you? Yes, if you had to say yes or no, are you rich?
I work on AM radio.
Oh, just a little AM
That's-
radio station, don't you?
That's not considered one of the plum gigs in media. AM radio. I don't know if you know that.
I would have considered it a plum gig, but
So your question is
I know-
what? Say it again. I want to find a new artful way of dodging it. So repeat the question.
my question is: last time that you corresponded with Dak Shepard,
Last time I corresponded with him
yeah,
was, I think last week.
texting.
What?
Texting?
No, it was a weird deal. He texted me a voice memo, you know, or what do you call it? A voice, not like a
I don't
memo,
know. I can't afford that feature on
but
my phone.
you know where
so-
you like record something and then you send that audio. So he sent me audio, and he and Kristen were. It was kind of late at night too. It was during one of the streams. I don't know whether it was the Danny stream or the Davey stream. May have been the Davey one. And he and Kristen were laying around, and so I get this voice. I would play it for you, but that feels like an invasion of privacy. But they were
No, that's fine.
reenacting a portion of the Will Ferrell thing. They say that they always do the, can we get a shot of it? We probably can't get a shot of it. And they were talking about how they do that on photo shoots whenever they're having to do publicity, and they're always saying that and to the photographer, and it's some moment from the Will thing. It was a real cute thing, and so we exchanged texts back and forth that night. But it was funny hearing them recreate the Will thing.
He's a funny dude.
He
and
is.
I don't listen to that many podcasts, but I went to your live thing at the theater downtown.
You were
and It was
there.
amazing.
You were there in
yeah,
the.
I was there.
Mhm.
I was in the house. And as much as you know, if you don't know, I love you, and I'm like, I'm gonna support and like check out anything this guy does. And I went there for you, but I did end thinking this guy's cool as shit, and
Yeah.
he's funny, and he's legit funny.
Yeah, he's
and
funny.
smart.
Funny,
Yes.
smart, and he's ambitious. He likes learning
Yeah.
things, and one of the things that I really liked about him when he and I got to know each other, and then when we finally got together in person and talked, I had interviewed him before, but it was when he saw that Will Ferrell thing, and he got kind of obsessed with it and started tweeting about it, and then he and I corresponded, and then when we hooked up in LA and got to talking, he like went through it, and he had opinions and had like deconstructed it and went into the mechanics of, this is good because you waited a beat here, and then this is, this improv is good here because it's the right amount of, like he studies stuff, which I love that. I love that about him, that he is a curious mind who wants to know why comedy works, and he likes deconstructing stuff. And so we sat there and talked about that, bonded over that. It was fun
Well,
because I love
since
that stuff too.
I've listened to a lot of his podcasts at the Armcherries or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And he's really good, man. He's a funny dude.
Yeah, and I thought it was so cool that he came in town and had me as his guest, because he has the real guest, and
And
he
I
had,
thought that was an odd choice.
Yeah.
Not odd choice, but like, how do you like if you're just a listener to Dak Shepard's podcast and it's big name, big name, big name,
Right.
and then suddenly this dude who I guess means something to him, but
Right.
I thought that was fascinating. But you sold out the effing
Yeah.
what theater was it?
The Majestic. We sold out the
Yes,
Majestic.
sold out the Majestic.
And it sold out in like an hour, and so that was great. And I was worried because I'm like, well, it sold out in an hour, but that could have been, just Dax fans. And so there was that moment of I didn't know if I was going to go out there and get polite applause, just. But the place went crazy. It's like
That
they were
liked
full
him.
of P1s. I mean, there were tons of listeners there, and
It was a perfect blend. Because,
Yeah.
yeah, you're right. Like 60% P1s, and then 40 that
yeah.
were just whoever he had was good.
And I think that the podcast did pretty well. Like it was.
Did it?
Yeah, because I think the subject matter of what we talked about was real heartfelt. We got into stuff about his dad, and it was a good conversation. We talked about drinking, which was a topic that, a lot of his listeners know his back history with drinking and so on. Take another sip there, Mike.
I'm sorry, what were you saying?
Yeah, nothing. And
Just,
so it was a good
like that.
conversation. And I saw somewhere a year or two ago, I can't remember when this was, but I saw some video where he was being interviewed by another famous interviewer guy.
Mm.
And that
doing?
dude brought up the podcast that Dax and I did about drinking. I forget what that guy's name is. He does a lot of great interviews, but he goes, I heard your podcast with Gordon Keith, and I thought that was funny, as if I was someone that was known.
So what percentage would you say that Dax Shepard is watching this or is going to watch this?
This here,
Yeah.
0.
Because if he wants to continue to lower like the the celebrity amount that he needs for a guest, like right here.
Yeah,
man,
you.
like,
Yeah, you should have you on.
let's go lower.
So let's see, what else can we talk about? I'm going to go here to the chat and see. Somebody's locked in my salary at that whatever figure you said. It's not true. All right, we want to take some questions.
I love it. Let's
Have you been
go.
following the chat at all?
I mean, I've tried. Unlike my stream, you have 2,000 people, so it goes pretty fast. So.
Well, what was your stream? Like, what is normal for this?
300 on a good day.
What percentage of someone who follows you on Twitch do you have that actually watch you? Because, so the ratio you're talking about, because you have 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 Twitch followers? I know it was in the...
Something. I checked it today
Okay.
because my fragile ego wanted some validation, and it was not. It was bad. You had 2,500, and I had 3,500, or 3,545. I don't remember.
Okay. So...
But that's a fair question. Like, I don't know. You have 2,000 people watching, so...
And if I have 2,500 followers, is that the nomenclature they use on Twitch? Is it followers or, okay, or subscribers? So if I have 2,500 followers and 2,100 people are watching right now, is that the normal ratio of watching to following?
No, you have an incredibly high ratio.
So a lot of these people that are watching may not necessarily be followers. That's what I'm hearing. How do I convert them and get them to, hey, come on, smash that like button. And hey, you got a comment, put it. That's YouTube. Sorry.
No, but I think you're right. I think you have to yell at them and say smash. I think just say smash. I don't know.
You gotta smash the like button, right? Or smash the follow button, or I don't know.
Whatever you're doing, I think is pretty good.
Okay. All right. So let's I don't know if Huey is on. Huey's my guy. He's your guy too.
He is my guy, and I need
Yeah.
to tell you this, Gordon.
Yeah.
Listen, the phrase you need
Okay.
is "Damn it, Huey."
And what does
And
that
just
get me?
Well, it doesn't get you shit, but you're gonna need it. That's all I need is "Damn it, Huey," and then I don't know. Then you just sit there and wait and hope something gets fixed.
See, because this is what I need. I don't like this one-man band stuff of me having to do all the technical stuff. I mean, not like there's a whole lot, right? I just hit start
It's just
streaming and then
clicking.
have
It's just not-
the camera.
You're
But
literally using your finger. It's not.
But I would like to have like someone who curates the questions here a little bit and the comments, and then because you're looking at it, it's just going so fast, and to pick
You need
out
a
something.
moderator.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for, a moderator.
Yeah.
I said
I'm
producer.
sure Huey will. Jesus, he just jumped in the Discord. Is this?
Was I summoned? I'm sorry.
Hey, there's Huey right
Damn it,
now.
Huey!
Sorry, I'll leave. I heard my name.
No, we were just talking about how I can't really follow the chat and get good questions off of this. So what do you do in that case? Like-
Chat Arena. So you're in a unique situation where you have way more followers than you normally would.
Uh-huh.
So you don't have like subscribers or VIPs or anything yet. Once you have subscribers and stuff, they'll stand out for like how long they've been following and stuff.
Okay.
But at this moment, you just have a ton of basically like fresh Blueberry followers. So nothing's really standing out. So you're just getting like a wall of text. But once you hit affiliateship and people can subscribe, they'll stand out a little better.
Here's a comment. Gordon, you're hot. I like that one.
Yeah, you've been getting a lot of those. So
Really?
I've been moderating the chat.
Well,
Yeah, I've been moderating the
Jesus,
chat,
Huey,
like,
there was
delete
some
stuff.
fucking Soroy hot. Let's acknowledge those too.
Yeah, there has been a lot of those. There's been a lot of Soroy take your shirt off, but it's usually followed with put on a dress. So there's some up and down from there.
I do have the sundress right here.
You want to take your shirt off? Is that like a common thing you do on your streams?
No, it's not a common thing I do.
Okay.
But I do have a sundress nearby if we need it.
All right. Well, I'm on my way home from a hockey game. Y'all have fun. I just heard y'all talking. Y'all are doing great. This interview is amazing. So.
Well,
good job,
thank
guys.
you,
How does he
Huey.
just jump in? He's on his way home from
Because
a
he's
hockey game.
he's on Discord. I have this whole Discord
Magic.
thing I'm setting up too. That's another thing. Have you messed with Discord very much?
No.
Okay. See, I've never really done much on Discord either. So I've got the Discord happening. I don't know. Ooh, you know what? I forgot to put the. Let's see. Let me do this here. Hold on a second. That goes to that, and then transition to that. Okay, so there you go. Can you see that now on your screen? How it has
No.
a tiny URL for people to get over to the Discord. It should be now on the stream. So people can follow that link, and you can go join my Discord, which people are commenting over there too. And we also have the ability to take calls.
Oh, come on. Let's take a couple calls.
You want to
please.
try it?
Yes.
Okay, see, because there's right now we only have 3 people waiting in the call waiting list, but we have capacity to have up to 50 people
Let's get 50.
who can wait to have their chance to talk to the sea cow himself. All right,
I want
I'll pull
50 calls.
I'll pull one.
That's my limit.
I'll pull one up
I'm
in
only
here.
doing 50.
So if you join me over on my Discord server, which you can see the link right there on our Twitch stream, how to get there. Join that call-in waiting list, and then I can pull you over to come on the air. Okay, so let me go over here. I'll pull this dude in. Cool Hand Coop, which is a funny
Oh,
name.
I love Cool Hand Cute.
Do you
Cool,
know-
He's cool.
What's up, boys?
Hey, how
There
are
he
you,
is.
Cool Hand Coop?
I'm doing well. What's going on?
All right, so I'm wondering, do you have your video too? Should I pull
I
you?
do.
Okay, hold on. I'll pull your video in here and where it's like, there he is. So how can I do this where I want all of us on there?